Hey everybody, welcome to another weekly episode of the Vantage Driver's Seat. I think this is episode 10. I think we're in double digits. Oh my days. Welcome along, welcome along.
Hooray!
Yeah, we got Ft.Ben Kuhn in the booth. And by booth, I mean his bedroom. And we got me in the booth. And by booth, I mean
No blood drives today.
the real. How's the toe, Chief?
Oh, it's terrible. It hurts.
Chief Nine
I
Toes.
don't know if anybody knew that in the chat. My toe hurts, just letting you guys know.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Chief's toe hurts. We'll get into it. He had a Jordan flu game on last Friday. But yeah, so I guess let's get into it. Elephant in the room, Thursday Night Pro Series at Darlington. Bit of a controversial one. Did you get to watch that race? I'll be honest, you didn't miss, yeah, if you didn't.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Did you actually?
Yeah, it was kind of funny, honestly.
It was
I mean,
something.
not funny from a like a host standpoint, but I think it's funny these guys can't keep a hold of their emotions on a video game. Because at the end of the
Whoa!
day, that's what it is. Let's be honest. Whatever you're playing, you could play Assetto Corsa, iRacing, Forza. It's a video game. That's what it is. You could say, it's a sim. It's a video game.
He's cooking, I'm
If you
afraid.
can't keep your emotions together, then don't do it. It's just my opinion.
Yeah, I got a little bit out of hand there. It's calling out the entire sim racing community, by the way.
I'm gonna get attacked after this video. Chief Tanker found dead.
Finally free. Hitler dead. Anyways, yeah, the race itself was actually it wasn't terribly eventful, like in terms of like actually racing. There's a couple of good moments here and there, but yeah, Darlington is one of the tracks of all time for sure, for sure.
Definitely.
Daniel Michel won by a lap actually. He was down by a lap at one point as well. Kyle Purcell was ahead by a lap, and
He's just him.
yeah, he's that guy. Michelle Madness, welcome to March. But yeah,
Hmm.
it was a race.
Bar.
It was the regular season finale actually, and we'll actually might as well look at the playoff standings while we go into it. So 12 drivers make the playoffs. We'll start from the top, of course. The one, the only Daniel Michel, 6 wins in 10 races for the regular season. No surprise there. Then second, Kyle Purcell, Landon Bednarz, and William Hightower were your 4 race winners for the 10 race regular season. Well, technically Elliott won one, but he's not in the playoffs, of course.
Nobody likes it.
Real. No, but and then followed by Sean Purcell, Todd Lee, Kurt Bray, my goat, David Morales, who got in after a Brian Newell disqualification for intent wrecking at Darlington, which is something. He intent wrecked David Morales, so he ruined his race, but ultimately ruined his own season.
What an idiot.
Respect Brian Newell. We're not gonna. We've gone on record now as bullying Brian Newell on the podcast.
I don't care.
The only
What's he gonna do?
the only one that's not safe now is Jack Oldenburg.
Oh, just wait. Actually, I've never seen what Jack Oldenburg has done. I've just,
You're just here for the ride, just following
yeah,
in line.
I just hear what happens.
So-called free thinkers when it's time to bully Jack Oldenburg.
Real.
Oh yeah, so David Morales in 8th. Jonathan Green comes in 9th. Then we got Hoskins, Derek Fye, and Ben Kuhn running out 10th, 11th, and 12th for the playoff grid. Any early predictions as who's going home, who's winning the championship, who's making the final? It's technically a final 3 championship race.
Final three. Crazy. Um, I don't know. I think Daniel Michael's gonna win it. But other than that, I couldn't tell you. Maybe Todd Lee will go far.
I can see a
Um,
Todd Lee run.
pretty decent driver.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Hightower,
What are
all the
your
normal guys.
what's your final 3 predictions?
Let's look at the playoffs real quick. Even though you just said it out loud.
Host of the year, by the way.
Memory of a grandma with dementia.
That's
Let's
crazy.
see. We're standings. They're there. I
Not
got
not cutting this out.
Daniel Michelle, Kyle Purcell, and William Hightower.
And William Hightower. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I feel like Daniel Michelle, just based off playoff points, he has 103 playoff points coming, which is more than 2 full races worth of playoff points. So he could literally miss 2 races of a 3-race round and still have a cushion of 23
He's just
points.
that good.
It's insane. He could borderline miss an entire round and still make the next round of the playoffs.
Crazy.
Miss an entire 3 races. Anyways, yeah, so Daniel Michelle is pretty much a lock, unless he manages to blow a 103 point cushion. Kyle Purcell, I think, is a good contender as well. As long as he keeps it clean, he'll probably be in the final 3. And you said Todd Lee.
I said Hightower.
Yeah, you said Hightower, but you said Todd Lee could go deep. I'm going to go with, give me a Todd Lee Championship 3 appearance. So we got Michelle Purcell and
That's real
Todd
interesting.
Lee. Yeah.
You know, everybody's allowed to have an opinion, even if it's wrong.
That's crazy. Respect Todd Lee, first of all. He was our former driver's seat host.
Guest.
Guest. Yeah.
One of those.
Podcast of the year. Truly is. Oh,
So cooked.
who's going home in the first round? Come on.
Jacob Hoskins isn't in the playoffs?
Oh, he is.
Or he is?
He's in 10th.
That makes sense. I was gonna say.
That makes sense.
Jacob Hoskins. Let's check the tracks. So we have first is Atlanta,
Anything can happen there.
Jesus, Iowa, and Pocono. So, some short track, super speedway, and then a weirder track. I don't know what to really call it. So I think we got Jacob Hoskins, Ben Kuhn. Has Ben Kuhn even raced like recently? Or he did race at Darlington.
Yeah, we got an interview with him a little bit later, but yeah,
Yeah, we do, huh?
he had quite the race at Darlington.
Jonathan Green. I don't know who Jonathan Green is, so I'm gonna have to say him.
I don't know, Jonathan Green. If you're listening to this, that's your motivation.
Yeah, get good. And I have one more. No, wait, that was my 3. Jacob Hoskins, Ben Kuhn, and Jonathan Green.
Okay, interesting. I feel bad picking anyone to go home because they're gonna listen to this, or someone's gonna clip it and send it to them.
Well, then they better get good.
Real. All right, who's going home? Let me see. I think it's really close between the bottom 4 or 5. Of course, it depends how Atlanta goes. I think if Hoskins does well in Atlanta, he's going through the next round. But if he has an incident and finishes like 30 laps down with a bunch of damage or something, he's going home. I think Atlanta is make or break for a lot of these guys, actually. I think Fi's making it. You know what? I think, oh man, this is tough. Again, not trying to slight any of these guys. I think we're gonna have an upset go home in the first round. I think
all of you guys.
I think Kurt Bray is gonna get surprise eliminated.
Kurt Bray
in the first round. I'm calling it now.
This guy's just trying to make content.
I'm just clip farming on the podcast. No, I think Kurt Bray.
That's not out of the question, actually.
He's only 11 points to the good. I think if he has a bad race at Atlanta, which could happen. Iowa's a tough one. Pocono's also a tough one. Tough to pass there. I don't know.
I think if you're not top 5, you're pretty much
You're on the chopping block.
You might get knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Kurt Bray's going home. David Morales goes home just because. I mean, no offense to David Morales, but if it wasn't for a disqualification to Brian Newell, he wouldn't even be in the playoffs.
Oh.
So let's be honest. I mean, those are the points where he made it by a single point over Brian Newell. I think the racing gods might come back to get him here. So Kurt Bray, David Morales, and oh geez, only because he has 1 playoff point coming into this season or the this playoffs. I think Ben Kuhn goes home as well. No disrespect to Ben Kuhn, of course. I hope everyone makes it. I hope everyone has a good time. I hope everyone makes the final 3 somehow, But of course, that's not how it works. Someone has to go
I
home.
heard Ben Kuhn eats candy corn.
Oh, in that case, I'm banning him from the server actually right now in real time. He's just banned from the playoffs. I'm putting Paul French in the playoffs. No,
Oh,
yeah,
all French.
my goat. But yeah, that's the Vantage Pro Series. And when you're listening to this Thursday night, we're gonna be having our little Richmond All Star event with heats and
Oh,
stuff.
we're skimming over the thing.
The thing, I mean, there's an incident between Paul French and Ben Kuhn, but I think Ben Kuhn kind of got into it in his interview that will be featured later on. So I don't want to spoil too much. Of course, if you watched or were in the race, you know what happened. But yeah, just keep an ear out for that. I guess a little bit later on, we'll be introducing Ben Kuhn. And yeah, that was it
And what?
for Pro Series on Thursday. Nothing else happened. That was no other incidents. Perfectly normal race. So moving on to Friday. Friday night fenders at Indianapolis. We were in Indianapolis. I butchered that. But anyways,
what an idiot.
yeah. So this was your Jordan Flu game. On your way to, dare I say, another Mickey Mouse title with your main title
Mickey
rival,
Mouse title.
with your main title rival, Loud Balloon, being swept away in a tornado.
Actually, I asked the tornado to hit it.
Oh,
You already-
it was
Yeah.
a pre-planned tornado, controlling the weather.
Karma, honestly, for Brands Hatch. If we're honest.
Still karma for Brands Hatch. He's gotten like 5 karmas since then.
Not over yet. It's not gonna be over.
He's disconnected like twice. He's DNF or DNS like 2 more times.
Yeah, no. Just goes to show that when you don't follow the rules, shit happens.
It's crazy.
T Fitty. T Smitty's not that far back though. I
No, he's not. The points aren't
You
updated
could,
as of this recording. Unfortunately, Mickey Balloon.
yeah.
But
God forbid we update points.
yeah, it's basically between you and T Smitty, who is pretty
And
decent.
maybe Tyler Fink.
Tyler Fink winning would be just the funniest thing.
Uh,
Tyler Fink championship before GTA 6. I need that. Actually, I'm gonna look at the results or the points as of last week. So going into Friday night, you were up by a point. Tyler Fink was he's like 20 points back. So I don't know.
there's 3 rounds left.
There is 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 3 rounds left. Anything could happen in 3 rounds. A lot could happen actually, especially if Loud starts showing up, which I don't know if he will or not. But
He's a little boy.
he's a little boy to you.
Yeah.
I forgot
He
about
ain't
that. Yeah. Oh my God, he ain't shit. That's crazy. I'm gonna need Loud to show up. He needs to start showing up, man. He can't just take this. He had a free championship and then he just stopped showing up, and now it's gonna be a free championship for Chief. Chief is
Just my aura just overwhelmed him. He couldn't do it anymore.
scared him off with your aura.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I was in that race, by the way. I finished. Where did I finish? P6. Couldn't even get 5th. Unfortunate. My tires fell off on the last lap.
Suck.
Real.
That was actually really good. It was a good strategy race.
That was fun. Yeah. If you're a NASCAR fan, don't look now, but there wasn't a green white checkered. It actually went the distance, and there was strategy. Gasp. Look away. No gimmicks, I'm afraid. And even though there was a wreck coming to the caution cutoff.
Yeah,
supposedly.
just conveniently at the caution cutoff. Crazy. And
Only-
then they were crying like babies because we didn't call it caution.
Like baby, only seems to happen when you're leading the race. By the way,
Real. I like how every time I win, I always get like somebody tries to call me up for cheating.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm talking about you, Slay.
40 wins, and he's at 0 legitimate wins.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like, just give me my props already, you know?
No props here. You cheating
No props.
merchant, cheat dinkaroo. Welcome back. Never left, actually. Not welcome back, because that implies that you left. You've been cheating this whole time. Chief without his esports setups in ACC. Anyways, yeah. So you won on Friday with a good strategy. You had a good little pass. We might post it on socials. Be cool if we started posting things on clips on socials. Cough, cough. Social media team, cough, cough. Anything else happened last week? We dropped the V1 trailer on socials last Friday night, Saturday night.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I did a fake little DTS interview. I introduced myself as everything but my real name.
Chat, play the side eye.
No, we're not gonna play the side eye.
Why do they never close my door? Hold on 1 second. Don't pause. Gotta close my door because, you know, they don't like to close it. Because God forbid we have any sort of manners in this house. Continue. So,
I'm not cutting that out, by the way.
I hope you don't. I hope they see this. How my family sees it knows how inconsiderate they are at all times of the day. Anyways.
Crazy. Anyways,
Good guy.
yeah, that's what were we talking about? Distracted. V1 trailer. My cute little fake interview. Blue Brawler cooked up some pretty cool trailer.
Blue Brawler.
Shout out Blue Brawler. I'm trying to get him on the podcast next week to talk about V1 if he isn't, you know, in Tokyo or something. Least adventure.
Put that
on the iceberg. Blue Brawler it being on adventures 24/7.
Yeah, he's gonna be in Russia tomorrow.
He is gonna be in Russia. He's gonna be in like the freaking Great Pyramids of Giza.
Real.
Haha. Sorry, Papa.
You know they named that after you.
Me? Because I'm a
old.
geezer. All right, buddy. 29 is young, by the way.
Almost 30, by the way.
Almost.
Still laughs at Skibbity Toilet and Brain Rot. So you guys know.
I don't laugh at Skibbity Toilet.
Yeah, you do. Should we check the Instagram DMs?
All right. That's Purge using the Vantage account to goon.
It's your account. I'm sending them to your account.
Purge hacks my account. I swear.
What?
Don't ask Owen
By
Wilson.
episode 20, we're just gonna be so devolved.
Oh yeah, my brain is so cooked. I can't even imagine. I'm just gonna be in a retirement home saying like, just the dumbest shit. The same memes. Where were we? Saturday happened. Saturday was an off day, actually. We didn't have anything on Saturday. We did discuss the idea of a Formula America's preseason race for this coming weekend, which I think is probably going to happen because a lot of people reacted to it. Also discussed the idea of a V2 season for the F2 cars because a lot of people are still joining the server with the F1 role. So, yeah, we got to 100 members, which 2 weeks ago I said we would be there at 100 by the end of the month. And guess what? It only took like 8 days of promotion and we got back to 100. So, you know,
We're just that good.
Vantage in 5, like I said.
Vantage 5.
But yeah, Saturday was off day. Sunday was Retro Giapia, and you'll never ever guess who won at Sebring. Apparently, it was a close
Country
race.
Pepper.
No, he hasn't raced in like 3 weeks. He just straight up forgot about it this week. Good, respect Country Pepper. Respect him at once. Yeah, Deutsch won again. He now extends the record for most consecutive wins. He's at 9 in a row. He's one race away from sweeping the season. We need Chief in there to stop this domination, I think.
Did I ever tell you that I dislike Forza?
Really? Because you're leading the Friday Night Fenders Championship.
Yeah, it's because they're all shitters.
Oh. Respect the likes of Nico 7200, first of all.
I never practiced. I won last week after coming out of surgery. Literally 30 minutes after coming out of surgery.
Yeah, that's true. They basically chopped your toe off and you came and won.
They can't handle me.
Yeah. Ain't you?
They might be Nathaniel B.
Ain't you Jacob B? Oh my god.
Dude, they're gonna watch this podcast and have no idea what we're talking about.
Because
the only one who's gonna know is Daniel Michelle.
Daniel Michelle.
He's like, I remember that meme.
Yeah, Daniel Michel after not practicing iRacing for a whole week laps the field. Uh, just post brain right to his Instagram story. Daniel Michel's my goat. This might sound like
He had to
glazing.
make a couple bands by his lonely.
Oh yeah, real.
He started off with nothing. He was hungry. I can't repeat the next lyric,
Yeah,
actually.
you can.
So, no, I can't.
No, you can't. We'll get demonetized. Not that we're monetized to begin with, but
Yeah. Guys, please subscribe. We're hungry. We need food.
please. My son is starving.
We're just spending all of our money on diecast.
He claims it's his career, but it's really just taking the Vantage funds. Wait till we get to the Vindy 500 and we can't pay out the winners because Purge needed a freaking Shane Van Gisbergen diecast.
Speaking of Shane Van Gisbergen, did you see what Mike sent in the diecast chat?
That he was like difficult or something. I didn't really read it.
Yeah, that he just like doesn't want to sign signatures.
I
It's
wouldn't
kind of
either.
crap. Like imagine
No,
just a bunch of people buy your diecast
for what? For night
because they love and support you so much.
for NASCAR fans, the least deserving fan base on the planet. I wouldn't sign their.
That's so true.
I wouldn't sign their autographs
$10
either.
million, I go to jail.
Real. Now, if it was a Brian Newell diecast or a Sean Purcell diecast, yeah, give me that all day.
See that?
We need Vantage diecast. $200 for a 1/16th midget, by the way.
It's a RC car.
$200 for an RC car is crazy. When you could be spending that on the casino. Yeah, so that's it for the week. Let's preview the next coming events. We have, of course, on Thursday, not this week, next week, the Vantage Pro Series playoffs start at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And then this weekend, we have the finale.
You're too old for this shit.
What'd you say?
I said you're too old for this shit. Grow up.
Nah, imagine if I was boring. Imagine if I was a hater, like a certain bald individual that used to be in the server.
Steve-O?
All right, I didn't. You didn't have to call him out. That's
got
crazy. No, you don't got me. I wasn't asking you to call him out. I'm also not bleeping that. Anyways, Friday,
Good.
Lime Rock Park, Friday Night Fenders. Saturday, Vissel Recruitment at Indianapolis, of course. Sunday, the Retro GP finale at Suzuka. Round 10. Please don't let Dush win again. Somebody stop that man. I've had enough.
I'll wreck him.
Do it. He still might win, to be honest. He's got those esports setups.
Yeah.
I was talking with
Dude.
Purge the other day, and I noticed how he's always on Forza, but just magically, when we announce a series, Formula America, that doesn't have custom setups, all of a sudden, he can't race.
He's gone.
Yeah. Is he a setup merchant?
Wow. He very well might be, but he also does spend all of his time on the game. So I don't think he's terrible at the game, but maybe.
All setups. He's worse than Nico 7200, actually.
Oops. All setups.
Oops, all setups. I guess we'll round it up by freaking looking at the power rankings, which I actually didn't even update. All right, well, you know what? You guys get the full on. I made the graphic. I just didn't send it to myself. You know what? You guys get
Oh, wait, you make a graphic?
Yeah, it goes on the thing. You know what? I'll just stall for a little bit while I download it. Anyways, Chief, how's the toe?
It fucking hurts. It's actually really bad today. Are we still recording or you paused?
No, we're going.
Okay. Yeah. I'd like let it air out today for the first time.
Oh, I bet that
Because
smelled crazy.
No, it actually didn't. It was just like wet.
It's like,
So it started scabbing, so it like hurts when I move it. And yeah, so that sucks.
you want to explain to the folks at home what exactly happened? How we got
So
here?
basically, last summer I put a shovel straight into my toe while removing a palm tree from my front yard, and yeah, I got an ingrown toenail, and I removed it by myself at first, and then it came back like 10 times harder.
Jesus.
So they basically were like, yeah, your toe, even if we remove the ingrown again, it's gonna come back. So we're gonna have to take off your toenail. Uh, Um, so they actually tried to do the surgery 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work. My toe was so infected that the numbing shots wouldn't work. They had to give me about 5 or 6 numbing shots, and none of them worked. So that hurt a lot.
Did they give you
And
fentanyl?
then, yeah, fentanyl. Uh, yeah, it hurt. But I took some antibiotics. Came back a week later, and it worked. I didn't really feel anything. I actually felt them digging under my toe, which is the most
God.
terrible, terrible feeling ever. It's like I'd still shake a little bit thinking about it. It sucks. Um, and then you just feel it pop off. It's like a pressure release, pretty much. It's like
Did it feel good
they
afterwards?
showed me the toe. No, it hurt a lot
Oh.
walking out. I was limping. I started crip walking.
No. Say Drake.
But yeah, I came home, won FNF, and
Easy.
then did a 6-hour endurance race on Saturday.
You didn't
So
stream a single second of that, by the way.
yeah, no, I didn't because the 24-hour race, the ping was so bad.
Oh, because of the stream.
Like, yeah, my last stint, they were like, please don't defend against any cars.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just have to take your word that you didn't you finish like sixth in that race or something?
We fixed this.
That's not
Yeah.
bad. That's better than the 24-hour race.
Oh, dude, terrible.
All right. Let's take a look real quick at the power rankings before we wrap it up and hand it over to myself and Ben Kuhn. So Daniel Michel stays atop the standings, although Dush is moving ever closer with another win. He moves up a spot. Sean Purcell moves down a spot. Both Todd Lee and Kyle Purcell move up a spot as William Hightower's inconsistency drops him to sixth. Kurt Bray somehow stays in seventh. I don't know why I said somehow. No slight to Kurt Bray, even though I did just pick him to miss the
No, we want all the smoke.
to get,
Everybody said.
to get eliminated from the playoffs. Chief Tank grew up a spot with his nine toed
Yeah.
win. He's now in eighth. T. Smitty sneaks into the top 10 for the first time with his second place at Indianapolis. Did he finish second? I think he did, yeah. Second or
Finished
third?
I think.
Yeah. Well, another
Maybe.
podium for Smitty. Could be Rookie of the Year in Vantage. Did he? He didn't race last year, did he?
Nah. No. This is
No.
for series with us.
Yeah, he did. Or he didn't, yeah. So potential Rookie of the Year candidate, T. Smitty, sinking into the top 10 in standings. And Country Pepper, who hasn't raced in 2 weeks, was once like third or fourth in the standings, dropped all the way down to 10th now. Pepper, if you're listening, we need another podium if you want to stick in this top 10, Tubby. Isn't he like 6'5" and jacked?
Tubby. I don't know. I'm
And
pretty sure he's an alcoholic. That's
that's
besides the point.
crazy. You can't just make things up. I mean, when I lie,
I was lying. I'm pretty sure he is.
I don't. Where do you come up with that?
Never seen his Instagram.
He doesn't put anything on his Instagram.
That you know of.
All
You're
right,
not on his close friends?
I'm not on what?
You're not on his close friends?
Are you?
Yeah. You're missing out.
I'm gonna message him right after this and be like, "Why aren't I on your close friends list on on Instagram?" All right. Anything you want to plug, Chiefy Weefy?
Never call me that again. Um, just follow all the socials. Follow me. Actually, yeah, I gotta start making YouTube videos again. Yeah, follow the YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to every single piece of Vantage media.
Especially the out of
Um,
context page.
yeah, especially out of context. You got the answers to the prostate exam?
All right. This is. I would say it's devolved, but it was never evolved to begin with.
She evolve.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Sorry for the late release. I wasn't home on. Well, I was home. Well, I wasn't home. Anyways, long story. Have a good night. Have fun in the Pro Series. Have fun on Friday Night Fenders. Have fun in the what's it called? Retro GP on Sundays. Sign up for Vissel. Sign up for V1. Sign up for Formula America. Sign up for VTSC, which doesn't get enough love, by the way. ACC series starting on March
What I'm
30th,
saying.
April 11th, whatever it is. But yeah, we'll see you guys later and have a good night.
Toodles.
And now to a special segment featuring myself and Ben Kuhn. See you guys later. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with me today, special guest for the pod, we have Ben Kuhn, driver of the number 48 car in the Vantage Pro Series.
Uh,
How we doing today, Ben?
well, I guess a little bit of venting.
Yeah, you requested to come on the podcast right after last week's race. So you've had about, well, when this releases, probably a full week, but you've had 6 days as of right now to kind of mull it over, think about what happened. So for those of you who don't know, there was an incident involving the 37 car, Paul French, and the 48 of Ben Kuhn in last week's Darlington Pro Series race. Ben kind of got caught up in an incident that really wasn't even meant for him. He was just an innocent bystander, ended up getting intent wrecked by, accident pretty much. He was
Yeah.
going for someone else. So, what's your thoughts on that, Ben? How's it been the last week?
Like you said, had a few moments to calm down, but really through the whole process of it that night and everything like that, I was heated in that moment because like I've been nice and polite to anybody. Any form of incidents I've been involved in or anything like that, I would apologize immediately. But this has been in my mind. What is getting ready to happen has been building in my mind. It's been building up for I think, basically since the beginning of this year. Because like I've been caught up in so many things that weren't even my fault, and I think last night was basically the straw that broke the camel's back, and if you want to put it like that, because I mean, the Darlington was just a handful of everything dealing with Brian Newell and David Morales, and then just coming down the front stretch, and then Paul just turned right in front of me. I mean, was even I was even a target, but still, I mean, like, what do you do? Because I'm just here driving my own business, and thinking like, what's Paul doing so slow? And then next thing you know, he just turns right up into me and destroys my left front. Had to use my fast repair, and I'm like, what in the world? And I think at the moment him getting disqualified was the correct call, but the moment of him getting suspended and how long it took him for him to be suspended is, in my mind, like really weird. Because any other place that I've raced, stuff like that is either immediate suspension or immediate ban. Like, I'm not gonna ask for Paul French to be banned by no means. I mean, I can understand his frustration with everything that was happening, but still, like, a 10 red's a 10 red. There should have been immediate suspension regardless. And I asked one of the admins about the situation, and he said, no, the disqualification is different, is the only punishment. I'm like, you're kidding me, right? Like, you're telling me that at this time, an intent wreck is just disqualification. And you're telling me that is the only punishment he's getting for intent wrecking. Like, that's bizarre. I mean, I've been shafted from a lot of people from his team, like Kurt Bray, or like basically the week before in Kansas, basically get driven straight through. I mean, Kurt was like driving really aggressive right out of the gate for odd reason. I mean, I'm like, why? And I was giving him basically a taste of his medicine, but like coming out of turn four, bumps into me, and then I get in the wall, and then have basically had nowhere else to go, and they just get driven right through. I mean, that's the second incident. The first time was happening at Nashville Fairgrounds, which I don't think I'm not going to count that as a guess intentional, because he was just trying to make a, I guess, aggressive pass, and he just didn't see me down there. But still, like, I'm at this moment of time, I am there. I am done being nice to the people who are driving overly aggressive for no reason. I am tired of it. It makes no sense at all to just say, I'm gonna keep bumping you and keep all this stuff and wrecking in, like, with this overly aggressive style of driving that should not even be needed in the first place, like right out of the gate. I mean, you could take a look at Darlington as a really good example between David Rounds and Brian Newell. I mean, in my mind, both of them should, like Brian, yes, should have been disqualified, but also should have been David. I mean, for laps and laps on end, they were trying to wreck each other. I mean, both at that point, it just both of them should have been disqualified for basically retaliation on multiple accounts. But I mean, that being said, I don't even know whether to just like certain people on HPH are not on HPH or Bray Racing. I would not be driving aggressively towards the people. I've told the people who know, and they're and like the names have been told of who won't be driving aggressively because if you have people on your team that are going to do stuff like that constantly, I'm just going to turn the favor right back. I've been nice to everybody, but yet I have not received an apology from Kurt Bray for being driven through. I have received an apology from Paul French, but I mean, I'm still pretty upset by it because we should not have people intent wrecking. Like, period. There should not be any form of intent wrecking at all. But I get glad the decision suspension is there, but and I don't know. It just, in my opinion, the suspension decision took way too long.
Yeah, I agree. We did have some mulling over to do. Without giving too much insight, basically the precedent was that it wasn't in the rule book to give someone a suspension, so we kind of had to go over it. If you're in the Discord listening to this, the iRacing Discord, we did go with the 1 points race suspension, plus the disqualification from the Darlington race for the 37 car. And we just kind of had to work out how we were going to word it and how we wanted to put it in the rule book. But yeah, I do agree that maybe this can hopefully never happen again. It can be kind of like an example of, intent ranking obviously has no place in racing in any form, on any game, in any league or anything like that. I mean, if you want that kind of thing, it's a league race is not the place to be doing that. And
No.
you could see what happened here. He was going for somebody else. He ruined your day, and you were just a completely innocent bystander. So if the intent wreck was never thought of to even happen, your day would have been fine. You would have gone on to finish and have a normal race. But instead, things kind of snowballed.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things. Like I just like think to myself, it's like there shouldn't be a reason for any form of wrecking or intent wrecking at all. I mean, I understand bump and runs. Like I would do a bump and run, like for depending on the time and the place. But at this current moment of time, I'm just like there's just certain people who drive overly aggressive and just stick the nose where there's not a gap yet filled or a gap open wide enough for a aggressive move yet. I mean, I understand some race incidents happen and stuff like that. Like, but on the off chance that you know if it was just like a random, just like a tire blown and that would have happened, yeah, I would have not been as mad. But no, it's just intent wreck that I was able to target. I mean, I was a white bright car and Brian was like I think a black car at that night, but still it was just bizarre to me that that was going to happen because I was like, all right, we're just gonna care about my day, and then next thing you know, it just my left front gets destroyed, and I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, there's really no use, no point to be, that aggressive. I mean, like you said, bump and run, roughing somebody up a little bit, give someone a bumper maybe here and there. I think that there's room for that. That's fine. But full on hooking it into somebody that's not even racing at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I was I watched like a little bit of, like I say, the replay, watching the back, and I'm just watching the whole incident down again. I mean, but with between Brian and David, I mean, for laps and laps on end, they were just trying to wreck each other. I'm like, at this point, it just both of them should have been disqualified. But it is what it is. I mean, can't change. I mean, can't change a pass. You only can trying to move forward the best way I can. And right now, I think it's just time to return some favors. I mean, if you're going to keep driving me like aggressively and whatnot, I'm just going to return the favor right back.
Yeah, let's just hope things don't get too out of control with the other drivers out there. But yeah, it is a learning experience for everybody. One way or another. Sometimes it's it's tough love, I guess. You gotta ups and downs. Gotta have these kind of bad moments to maybe make sure it doesn't happen again. Unfortunately, it does happen. But going forward, I hope everyone can see that we will not be taking intent wrecks lightly. It is a serious offense, and if you're out there intent wrecking people more often than not, you're definitely going to get not only a full on championship ban, but a full on server ban. We don't want that kind of stuff in our leagues.
Understandably so.
All right, Ben. Well, thanks for coming out. Is there anything else you wanted to plug or add before we wrap this little interview up?
No, just thank you for your time, and hopefully at Richmond I can find a way to get a rabbit's foot or something.
All right. Well, short track all-star race tonight from when you're listening. So, yeah, good luck out there. Good luck in the playoffs, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.